I want to welcome you to the Engineer Your Success podcast. My name is Dr. James Bryant, your host for the show. This podcast provides tools, tips, and techniques to help you achieve success both in business and in life. And it is my pleasure to guide you on your journey to engineer your success. I hope that you are having a great week. Last week was absolutely fantastic. Just continuing to get responses from the emails that we've been sending out. I'm really excited about today's episode. So, today we're going to be talking about what I believe is an essential element to success. If you don't do this, there is no way in the world that you can achieve success. So, and this goes along with some of the things that we cover in the engineer's blueprint for success. We start off with focusing on what matters most. And then once you're able to zero in on what matters most, we're going to do a comparison between what you say matters and how you're actually spending your time, or as we talked about last week, how you are investing your time. So once we look at how you're actually investing your time and does it line up with what you say matters to you, we focus on visualizing what does the future look like if your actions lined up with what you say is important to you. After that, we talk about developing the plan, designing the plan. But the last step to some degree is the one step that even if you do those first three, if you don't execute, then nothing happens. So today we're going to be talking about action and the six essential elements of success. But before we get into that, again, I want to thank you again for joining me today and just talk about we've been doing a little bit more email outreach. And sometimes, you're sending emails, you think that no one is reading your emails or that people aren't really listening. And, I got an email from Ashley V, and it just says, "Hey James, I just want you to know that I read your email this morning and it resonated with me. Thanks." And so that really means a lot. Ashley, here's a shout out to you. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for signing up to receive the emails. And this particular email she's responding to, I talk about a story. It's based on my youngest son, Nathaniel. And the context for the email is, do you still have things on your to-do list? So sometimes when we have things on our to-do list, we may beat ourselves up. And going into the weekend, I really want people to be able to free themselves up so they can enjoy time with their family. They can enjoy time investing in themselves. And the whole moral of the story in the email is that we have to learn how to treat ourselves with kindness, just like we would do our best friend. So if you have a best friend and they're going through something, you may have a tendency to be kinder to them than you would be to yourself. If you want to find out more about that full story, you can use the link in the show notes to shoot me a direct message, or you can sign up to get future emails that will impact you in a positive way. I want to give you an invitation to the Engineer Your Success on ramp. So this session that we're going to have on June 27th, we're changing it up. We're going to do it from noon, so 12 p.m. Eastern time to 1. So it's going to be a lunchtime session. And the topic is going to be leveraging AI to boost your personal productivity. So artificial intelligence is transforming how we live and work. And this session is designed to show you how to leverage these powerful tools to streamline your daily tasks and boost your productivity. So in this session, you're going to learn what Chat GPT is and how it works, some specific ways that Chat GPT may be able to enhance your productivity, how other AI tools can complement the use of Chat GPT. And we're going to just talk about some other AI tools as well, all with the desire to give you practical tips and strategies so that you can integrate these tools into your daily life. This is going to be an interactive session. I'll spend 20 to 30 minutes going through a presentation, and then we're going to have 30 minutes or so of a Q&A where we can get deeper into the questions that you may have and how do you leverage these AI tools to help boost your productivity and efficiency. The last update that I have is upcoming On June 20th, we're going to have our 100th episode. And I want to really do something to celebrate this episode. So, part of that celebration, what I'm planning on doing is dedicating that episode to my father. My father, James William Bryant Sr., passed away in 1995, but he had a significant impact on my life. And since that episode will air just after Father's Day, I thought it would be fitting to do something in memory of my father. And so I'm going to talk about some stories that I have about my dad and how he impacted my life. But what I'm asking you to do, there is a link in the show notes to a an audio survey where you can click the link, you go to a survey, you hit the record mic button, and you're able to record a story about your father that we could possibly use on the air or use in the promotional materials as we're talking about this 100th episode celebration. I'm looking forward to hearing how your father impacted you and how your father helped you to engineer your success. All right. So let's talk about action, the six essential elements of success. I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes it's easier for me to remember things when we form an acronym. So I've been working to come up with a really cool acronym for action. And so we'll go through them letter by letter and we'll talk about this in terms of these six elements for success. So for number one, A is awareness. And when we talk about awareness, a lot of it is has to do with self-awareness, being aware of who you are, being aware of where your organization is, being able to assess where you are. And awareness really comes into play because it provides you some personal insight. It helps you to understand your strengths and your weaknesses. And that knowledge is vital when you begin to formulate your actual strategies and plans for success. It helps you in decision making because being aware of your situation and the opportunities and challenges around you, that improves your ability to make decisions and gives you insight on the best path forward. And in terms of continual growth, awareness allows you to um, be self reflective in the recognition of areas that need improvement that again lead to continual personal and professional growth. So the first part of action, the first essential element that we're going to talk that we've talked about in action is awareness. The second element is confidence. So confidence allows you to, or it encourages you to take risks, which is necessary at times to move towards success. Confidence allows you to move forward, and you may not necessarily be confident in the outcome or confident in the action that you're going to take. What you are is confident in your ability to continue to move forward, regardless of what happens when you take that action. And so that's the kind of confidence we're talking about, the confidence that breeds resilience. And that resilience really helps you to bounce back from setbacks. You view those setbacks as opportunities for you and your team to grow. You don't view the setbacks as failures. You view the setbacks as, hey, this is something that happened. Let me learn from it. Let's keep going. And this that type of confidence when you're doing that and you're working with teams and in organizations, it also inspires you. It inspires other people actually. So it inspires and motivates others, which is really important in terms of your leadership role as you're moving yourself and your organization towards success. So we've talked about A, awareness, C, confidence. Now, when we get to T, there were a lot of different things that I thought about for T, but the one that really stood out to me in terms of an essential element for success is tenacity. So, tenacity helps you really persevere in the face of adversity. Tenacity helps you to keep moving forward and it helps you to turn challenges into opportunities. Tenacity plays a key role in your long-term success because tenacity enables long-term commitment. And when you have that long-term commitment, you have the ability to keep pursuing your goals, the ability to keep pursuing your organizational habits, your personal habits, despite the difficulties that you may face. Despite the difficulties that you may face. So, again, A, awareness, C, confidence, T, tenacity, and the I is intentional. You really want to have very intentional actions that you're going to take, very intentional steps in direction and focus, because you're acting as if you are moving toward this guiding principle or your North Star. When you're intentional and you have intention, that helps to set realistic goals. That helps to set the marker with which you're moving forward. That helps you to mark the place on the map that you want to go, the place on the map that you want to take your organization. And intention really helps to continue to give you fuel because it feeds into your why. Because you're intentional in thought, you're intentional in action. For O, it's optimism. So you really are looking at uh, how can you be in the middle of a situation, a difficult situation, but apply optimism, a healthy, positive mindset on that situation. When you're facing difficulties and when you're able to have that positive mindset, it helps to reduce stress. It also improves your ability to solve problems. Here's why. If you focus on the negative, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see the negative. You're telling your mind to focus on these issues. When you look at that same issues from a a position of optimism, a position of curiosity, then you're asking yourself, how might we go about solving this problem? How might we go about changing this or looking at this from a different perspective? And you allow your mind and your energy to be able to work towards that solution. Optimism also, to me, it attracts opportunities, right? When you have an optimistic outlook, that leads to positive outcomes. Listen, it doesn't make it necessarily, it doesn't change your circumstances. It may not make the physical things, the actual things that you do, it may not make them easier, but it helps in your ability to respond. It helps in your ability to take on those challenges. And so if you are a person that typically looks at things from a negative point of view, what I want you to do is for 5 days, just 5 days, I want you to look at the situations, the challenges that you're facing, and ask yourself the question, what can we do? What could I do to look at this differently? How might there be a solution to this problem that I'm not even thinking about right now? What is it that I can do? What is it that we can change? Is there a different way to frame it? Is there a different way to unlock our ability to see solutions and not just focus on problems? And the last letter in the acronym for action is actually, it's not necessarily one word, but it's this whole concept of never settle. Never settle for anything less than your best. Never settle for not giving your best effort. Never settle for working for what you believe is the best outcome. Now, I'm not saying that you don't work on a healthy compromise or that you can't, that you have to have it all your way or no way. There is a difference between what I'm talking about and that. What I'm saying is don't settle. If you know that you can give 100%, don't settle for 90. Don't. You may have to do things differently to get to that 100%, but do not settle. And this helps with continuing improvement because the mindset of never settling really drives constant learning and improvement because you're staying competitive and successful. In terms of innovation, not settling for the status quo is going to lead to innovation in the development of something new, more efficient, and creative solutions. Never settling will help move your achievement quotient forward, right? Because those who never settle are always aiming higher, leading to more significant achievements and a more success over time. So, again, today we've talked about the 6 essential elements for success, action. That's awareness, confidence, tenacity, intention, optimism, and never settling. I hope that you found this powerful. And, I really appreciate the time that we've spent and the time that we have been spending talking about this. Again, a reminder, the next Engineer Your Success on ramp is on June the 27th at 12 p.m. noon. It's going to be a lunchtime meeting. So we have that going on. The 100th episode celebration is going to be June 20th. We're talking about and celebrating my father, and I'm inviting you to celebrate yours as well. And I'm going to end this podcast episode like I end every podcast episode, and that's this. Many people know what to do, fewer people know how to do it, and there's a select group of people that actually follow through, do it, and are achieving the life of their dreams. It is my desire for you to be part of that select few. I want you to be great this week. Thanks.